Hi everybody, I'm here today with Benji Rogers, who is the founder and president of PledgeMusic. Thanks so much for talking with me
Thanks
today.
for having me back.
All right, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pleasure. So Benji, PledgeMusic does a number of things, and you have a good experience and a background on best practices with campaigns and what people should be offering and
Yep.
at what price point. So I wonder if you could talk a little bit about merch. So some best practices with merch. What should people be focused on? What variables are there? What should people be concerned about when they're considering what they should be investing in from a merch standpoint?
I think one of the most important things is we now have the technology, whether it's via social networks or whether it's via your email list, to ask fans what it is that they want. And if sufficient number of people want a certain item, then it's worth making it.
Yeah.
Certain times we'll do people will run pre-order pledge campaigns for vinyl because fans have said, I want your music on vinyl. The thing you got to consider there is, vinyl's not is an expensive process. And it's also, there's a huge amount of demand for it because there's a backlog. That said, I've been at shows where a singer-songwriter ukulele artist, Sophie Madeline, will sit there with a box of vinyl and just sell $20,
Mm-hmm.
$20,
Mm-hmm.
$20. So the margin is actually good on it if you can make 300, 500, or 1,000. The downside is you got to carry it around everywhere, and
Right.
that's there's breakage, there's all sorts of stuff to consider there. CDs I think are pretty much a staple. My belief now is that a lot of times fans want to come up to you at the merch stand after a show. They want to ask you questions, and they'll want to buy something,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a keyring or a beer koozie or whatever it is. They're going to want something there that they can kind of take away with and hold. We've seen 83% of people buy a physical product
Mm-hmm.
if they're offered one.
Yeah.
And of those, the signed CD T-shirt combination seems to be the best.
Yeah.
And again, you make T-shirts, you can screen print them at home. I mean, I've done every iteration of this, from
Yeah.
having 500 made to having trucker hats made. You just have to budget it out and sit there and say, how many shows am I doing?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just put up an online store and say they'll all sell.
Yeah.
That's not viable. Your main route is going to be, you come off stage, they're going to want the hat you were wearing, they're going to want that type of thing. So I'm a big proponent of the vinyl. I think it sounds incredible. There are a lot of new plants doing it. But again, you got to ask yourself, are you going to be able to carry those boxes around with you to shows? I think CDs are getting harder. The breakage is definitely more prevalent in
Mm-hmm.
CDs. And I just haven't bought one in a long time.
Right.
But I will always buy a vinyl. I will buy, limited edition of silkscreen posters
Yeah.
are very cool.
Yeah.
Because they want something that they've taken away. It's like the visual equivalent of people used to want autographs. Now they want selfies, but they'll also want to say, that was the concert I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And the vinyl, ironically, serves the purpose of being both a poster and a,
That's true.
and I think that we should take a leaf out of the Urban Outfitters book, which is that the first thing you see when you walk in is vinyl.
Yeah.
So I know that companies like disc makers are literally going back into making vinyl because the demand cannot be met.
Yeah.
And around record store day, there are literally just, so I'm not saying everyone should go out and make vinyl. You need to test your audience and ask them.
Yeah.
But I think if you sent an email to your fan base or did a Facebook post and said, I was thinking of making vinyl, who wants it?
Yeah.
And you got, 100 responses saying, yeah, that's pretty good market research there.
Yeah.
And we actually have a system on Pledge that we built for this very reason, which was, would you like CD or vinyl? You can ask them, and I'd say roughly whenever we put those surveys out there, 75% want the vinyl.
Mm.
And I have this secret suspicion no one actually plays it. But
They just want a premium,
yeah.
option, right?
And CDs definitely essential. I wouldn't recommend USB sticks with music on. I've just never found that they're kind of compelling things to take away.
It seems old school to me.
It
It
does.
seems like there's a little blip where people were doing
It
that.
does,
It's,
and again, if you're in MP3 world, why wouldn't I just go and stream it? So
Yeah.
you're sort of in that limbo.